Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you're here. All right, guys, today I'm going to kind of talk about my experience recently in Miami, going there to film the TV show Next Level CEO that I'm going to be on episode. So first of all, this experience is just really, I don't know, I'm just very grateful for it. Like it's something so new and different and unique. And I kind of just went into the whole weekend like open, like let's go. I don't know what to expect about any of this. But first of all, if you don't know what this is, so this show called Next Level CEO is an educational series hosted by Daymond John. If you don't know who that is, he is one of the sharks, like one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. He's the founder of Food, all the things. He is just a really inspiring, well, he's also a speaker, a keynote speaker. He's a really inspiring entrepreneur and just kind of doing all the stuff. So just a really cool guy. So I am very excited to, be on this show where he is picking, entrepreneurs that he feels like has a story, has something to share with the world. And so he's just kind of helping amplify that. So that is what I applied for. I went through a casting call. And then they went back to the production team, and then they came back to me and said that, yes, I was chosen. So really a cool experience. I think they said they interview like 300 people a week. And so I'm very grateful that, they thought that there was something in me and my story to share. So really amazing experience. So I flew to Miami in February. So but I will say the start, before I even got there, started off a little rocky, just, I guess, a little stressful because so I was supposed to shoot on a Monday. Okay. And I was going to be there on a Friday, have some events, have a red carpet event. My husband was coming to join me. And then he was going to fly home and I was going to shoot on a Monday. Well, the following week, I was sitting at my desk on, I think, a Tuesday, and I get this email saying, oh, we can't, from the production studio saying, we can't wait to see you on Friday and at 9 a.m. and shoot your episode, blah, blah, blah. If you have questions, like, here's all the details. And I was like, wait, what? I'm saying Friday, I'm shooting Friday at 9 a.m. I'm thinking, no, I was shooting the following Monday at 9 a.m. and I wouldn't have even, like, my plane wouldn't have literally even got there until like 5 p.m. on Friday. So I totally would have missed this. So I emailed them. I'm like, wait, this is not the date. Somehow this date changed and I'm just now like seeing this. So whatever, somehow the date got changed by them because I think they had another event on that Monday. So somehow they changed it and I never really like picked up on it. I don't know how I missed it, honestly. But so I'm like, okay. They're like, we have to, we have room for you this Friday. Otherwise it's going to be like months from now. So I'm like, well, shit. So I scramble and I'm like, okay, I changed my flight from the Friday to the Thursday, add another night hotel, try to get like people to help with the kids and all this stuff, right? So it's just like that week before was just a little chaotic, trying to scramble and like reschedule stuff and coordinate stuff to move now it up a little bit. So I flew in on a Thursday. Friday morning, I went to the studio at 9 a.m. and had a really amazing videographer, photographer man. He was so sweet, and it was just he and I. Um, and there was this really cool, like vibey, like green room, dressing room, all the stuff, like all the snacks, and just really fun, like decor, and just really cool. So I go in and he just is asking me questions, and they're filming me, and he's taking photographs from time to time, and he was super nice, and it was really just me telling my story and different things I've been through, and struggles I've overcome, and all of this stuff, talking about business, life, just all the things, my speaking career, my book, podcast, all the things. And it like really it flew by, honestly. And so we did that. And then then after that, I kind of went back, worked a little bit, and then my husband flew in that night. So we went to dinner. That next day, luckily in Miami, it was like 80 degrees. So we went to the beach and laid there, and we rented an umbrella, laid there on the beach, kind of wandered around, just had a super relaxing, mellow day, which felt fantastic. It was much needed from my perspective. And just kind of hung out and wandered around and enjoyed the nice weather and did a lot of people watching. And then the following day, so this was on a Sunday, my mother and stepfather were in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, which they go every year. We've been numerous times with them. They have a timeshare. And they had texted that, I think they texted the day before, you know, uh, apparently this leader of the cartel there was killed by the Mexican army. And so the cartel was pissed, obviously. And they then in Puerto Vallarta started lighting a bunch of buses and cars and gas stations and stores and random things on fire in retaliation. And so my mom, that morning she'd gone out to her balcony and she's taking videos and pictures on just from both sides around their hotel of like all these burning cars. There's tons of smoke. All you can just see all over, really far in the distance. There's just smoke everywhere. It's like just burning stuff up. And so she said they never really got like any communication ever from the hotel. Eventually, I don't know if it was through the embassy or what, but they found, or maybe the news, that they were told to go to their hotel room, shut the curtains, stay away from windows, and then barricade the door. Barricade the door like on the inside of their hotel room, which that just freaks me out. Are they expecting them to come like steal or murder people in their hotel rooms? It's just like crazy to me. So on Sunday I woke up. This was when I was in Miami. They're texting. She's scared, obviously. She just said, I just want to go home. And, just feeling like there's nothing I can do. No planes are going in and out. They've completely shut down everything. It was just a really scary feeling. And I kind of just, I don't know. I was like, I was scared for them and just worried about them, obviously. And so there was kind of that like on my mind as I took my Uber to my hair and makeup to get ready for the red carpet event. I went in, I'm like, kind of like holding back tears, just emotional, right? And I I had this makeup lady and then this awesome gay guy hair. He does like all the Desperate Housewives of Miami hair. And I was like, yeah, I'm just kind of in a funk. I'm just in this weird space, in this weird mood. And they were like, oh my God, girl, here's a little glass of champagne. We're going to get you all gussied up. Like, we're going to get you done and you're going to go have a great time. And they just chatted with me and they were really sweet. So they helped me kind of like get in a better mood to like actually go now to this red carpet. So, got my hair and makeup done, went back to our hotel, got dressed. My husband looked awesome in his suit. He had a little pocket square. He just, brand new suit, shoes, all this stuff. And I had this kind of like a royal blue sequiny dress, super fun and vibey, and just was totally me, and I loved it. So we head off to the red carpet. This was my first red carpet event. Never actually been to a real one, right? So there's all these photographers, videographers. They're taking pictures as you're walking in. There's, drinks and food and all these photo ops and just cool stuff like all around. And it's just, you never know. You like picture it in your brain, right? What you're going to walk into. But it was just a really cool experience. We met a lot of really amazing people, fellow business owners, other people on the show, like Next Level CEO, but also on some other shows they have as well. Calling all badass moms and entrepreneurs ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Y'all, I am officially opening spots for one-on-one mentorship. This is designed exclusively for the women who know they're meant for more, but feel stuck in the chaos of balancing business, motherhood, and everything in between. I'm not just another coach. I'm a proven business owner who's built an award-winning company, written a best-selling book, launched a podcast, and built a platform, all while raising a family. If you're ready to get unstuck and take bold action, master time management and boundaries, build an unshakable CEO mindset, and prioritize your energy without guilt, then let's make your next level happen. Faster, smarter, and with zero apologies. This is not for the excuse makers. It's only for women ready to go all in on themselves. Remember, spots are limited, so if you are interested, head on over now to Instagram and send me a DM with the word mentorship. I cannot wait to talk to you, girl. Like, they have some of their series are on Amazon, all kinds of stuff. So just met some really cool people. Mario Lopez was there. Obviously, if you're my age, you know him from freaking Saved by the Bell. Hello. And, he was there. Chad Ochocinco Johnson, the former NFL player, was there. He's funny. He just like dropping F-bombs left and right. He's like, yeah, I can't be on ESPN because I fucking love to swear too much. Like, he was just funny. And then let's see. I think Jesse, he's an actor from Desperate Housewives. He was there as well and spoke. So we had a really nice dinner, cocktail hour, like all the stuff. And it was just really fun. We met, like I said, met a lot of great people. And it was just a fun night of celebrating, just all the accomplishments of all these people there. And so for me, I'm shooting now. And then my episode will be out, I don't know exactly when, but this year. But a lot of the people that were there are maybe on shows that were a little like had already run or running, right? My show is newer. So I don't really know if actually any episodes have come out yet for that. They're all kind of still in production. So there was an award ceremony for the people that their shows won awards and things like that, which was neat. And just I didn't fall. I was so worried about falling on my heels because I just walk around in slippers and flip-flops all day at home. So I was like, babe, you're my like human tripod tonight. Please don't let me fall over. And I did not, thank God. But yeah, it was just a fun celebration. And I just, even though I was worried about my parents, I'm like, I'm here. I can't do anything like for them right now as much as I wish I could. I was like, I have to just try to be present in this moment tonight. And then I will check in with them tomorrow. And everything ended up being okay. Thank God. And they're home now, safe. And it was just crazy. But I really was like, you know what? This is a once in a lifetime thing that I'm experiencing right now at this event. And I just really need to try to be present and, be here right now because that's the only place I can be. So the following morning we had to get up early. My husband flew home to get the boys. I went to a mastermind from the owner of the studio. It was Monday, Tuesday. So I went to the mastermind. He's talking about like growing, scaling businesses and kind of all the components of that and how he's grown and scaled multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. So he had a lot of great things to say. I will say though, it was in the same ballroom kind of event venue. The mastermind was in the same event venue that the celebration, the red carpet, the dinner was at. So, but there was no internet there, like no Wi-Fi. They had quote unquote Wi-Fi, but it was like downstairs in one spot and it was really not good. So it honestly, for me, I need access to Wi-Fi, especially when I'm traveling, because I'm running my company and I need to be available for my employees. I need to like send texts or check emails or, be able to shoot an email off quick to schedule work or whatever. So for me, when I don't have access to internet, I kind of freak out and it makes me really anxious because obviously I need to be available. And so I just found it weird, to have an event where you don't have internet. Um, it just, for a bunch of entrepreneurs, that kind of causes an issue. So a lot of us had to keep running outside and go literally stand outside on this, street corner to try to like make a phone call or send a text or send an email. So it just kind of stressed me out. So around lunchtime, went um I went back to my hotel and I really just needed to work. And I was also that day trying to purchase a new concrete scanner for my company because the other one was coming, due from the lease like the next day. So it was kind of like a time crunch and I really needed to figure it out and, how I was going to do that and all the logistics of that, of turning the old one in and getting the new one. So I really just sat in my hotel that afternoon and just worked my ass off and, try to get ahead. And then the following day, so at this point, it was a Tuesday and I had been gone for 6 days. And really, that's I mean, I'm usually not gone by myself, or from home that long. Usually it's like 2-3 days, whatever, if I'm going to an event or doing whatever. And so at 6 days, I just kind of was like, feeling, I don't know, just like restless or I felt really off. And I don't know if it was just like maybe the crash after the high of like prepping, for this big event and all this, the interview for my episode and the red carpet and stuff. It could have just been like the emotional crash after this high, right? And all this stuff to prepare for potentially. I missed my kids, and again, I travel quite a bit. So usually I just knew I felt really off and I couldn't put my finger on exactly what it was, but I just knew I felt off. So I was supposed to eventually fly out on Wednesday. I moved my flight up to Tuesday. Had 2 nights of hotel that I couldn't get back. It was non-refundable. And honestly, whatever. It's just freaking money. At some point, I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to be with my family and be home. I wasn't like, oh my God, that wouldn't have stopped me just to stay longer when I'm feeling off trying to like get my money's worth. To me, I don't give a shit about that. So I, ended up flying out Tuesday after working in my hotel for a while that morning, got a lot done. So, but I mean, I came home, it was great. It's always, I find it funny after I travel, when I come home, I'm like, oh, I get to do the dishes. I get to do laundry. Like, I don't even mind it. I'm like, oh, I'm home. Yay. And it's like, I don't even mind doing chores or all the stuff around the house anymore. I'm just glad to be home. So really this episode is in editing now. It takes a couple months. So I shot B-roll for I went on a construction site and shot some construction stuff. I had B-roll from when I flew to Phoenix in January for my keynote speaking. I had some, book and different B-roll there. So I got all that collected, sent these to the producers. And so, like I said, it's in editing. It'll be a few months. And really, I guess they have seasons too for the show, and it's like different topics, I guess. So I really have no idea when my specific episode will come out, but it is out it's out there being worked on. So, I mean, that's cool. And I feel grateful to put my message out there. And recently I had, I also had a few colleagues and friends that I met through the construction industry, but they have become really good friends of mine. I asked a few of them to do some little interviews also for B-roll for this episode, because that's what the producers, really encourage you to do. Even though it felt super awkward to ask, I did ask and they came through and they were so sweet. But one of the questions was, to them was, what is something that people might miss, what's a misconception people have about Chelsea before they get to know her. And one of my friends said that, well, she's like, I've had a couple people say, oh, she's just self-promoting. She's just, like keeps promoting herself. And she's like, it made me so angry. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? She owns a business and she's a speaker. Do you think people are just going to come knock on her door and offer to, give her business? Like, you have to self-promote and tell the world what you're doing, or no one's going to buy your product or hire you to speak or whatever, right? And she was so sweet. She was so mad. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Because, there probably are people out there that think, oh, she thinks she's so full of herself. She just thinks she's so freaking great and blah, blah, blah. And she thinks she's amazing and blah. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, with my whole soul, there's people out there that think that of me, whatever, right? We're going to have people that have misconceptions about us and judgment about us and don't understand us, because what I am doing, and I feel like my purpose on this earth is not fueled by ego. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm a freaking weirdo, guys. Like, if I had a reality show follow me around and you could like see what I wear and what I do, and like you'd be like, God, this woman is a freaking psycho. She's a total weirdo. Like, I don't think I'm this amazing person. Like, I love myself. Yes, I genuinely love myself, but I'm not like thinking, oh, I'm so great. I just want to, put all my stuff out there just because I'm so great. Do you like my voice? I don't know where that came from. But anyway, the stuff I'm doing and the purpose I feel like I have on earth is not fueled by ego. It's fueled by purpose and impact. Like, I know that I have stories to share because people out there are going through the same thing, and they need to hear that I made it through when they're so down, and when things, they don't feel like things are going to turn around. Like, I feel that I'm put on this earth to give people hope and to say, yeah, I've been through some really tough shit, but look at me. I made it through and I learned and I'm stronger, and, you can do it too. So whatever, like I said, there's going to be people out there thinking that, but I am doing a bunch of stuff that I'm not, when I'm putting it out there, like, I'm not trying to brag on myself. I'm trying, like, when I'm in a magazine article or whatever, like, I'm not going to, if they write an article about me, I need to promote that for the magazine, right? I'm not going to just not share it. So, when you feel that you were put here for a purpose, that and the impact leads me truly. It's not doing it I don't give a shit if I'm ever, quote, famous or whatever. I just want people who need to hear me and my message hear me, and feel seen and heard and connected and not alone. So really, that's kind of my hope in this episode. Talked about all kinds of different things, and, how I've learned and grown and struggled, and hopefully it will touch some people, and hopefully inspire some people. I guess that's all I can hope for it. So, overall though, I'm so grateful for that experience. Like, I really am a big proponent of just sometimes saying yes. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I was scared. I was like, what the hell? This is so out of my comfort zone. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I said yes, because you never know by saying yes to, like, what door could open down the road. And then this could lead to something else, and that could lead to something else, and the people you meet along the way. Truly, like, my life has changed just by saying yes. So, hopefully I will share it, of course, when it all comes out. I would love to hear feedback from everybody. And I appreciate your support and all the well wishes and excitement. So you're all awesome. You're amazing. The best. So always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I will see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you, or share it with a girlfriend who would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.